I'm back, I'm tanned, and it is time to do another county. And for today, we're going to talk about General William Tecumseh Sherman, or Cump, C-U-M-P, as he's known to his friends. So, arguably, William Sherman is probably, if he's not the second or third most famous general, he's one of the most famous generals to come out of the Civil War. Any study you do on the Civil War, the three main generals you're going to hear about are General Robert E. Lee, General Ulysses S. Grant, and General William Tecumseh Sherman. And Grant and Sherman are going to become very close friends and confidants during this time period. In fact, during the Civil War, while he was stationed in Kentucky in the early years of the war, Sherman actually suffers a mental breakdown. Some people claim he was suicidal during that time, and he is forced to take a leave of absence from the army. When he returns, he's put in logistics, and he works with Ulysses S. Grant in some of his fighting and sieges during the fighting in the Western theater of the Civil War, and they later become close friends. In fact, there is a push in Congress that after Ulysses S. Grant is named as commander of the entire United States Army, and Sherman is fighting in the South during Sherman's March to the Sea and the battles of Atlanta, that Sherman be put in charge of the military. Sherman stoutly refuses doing any of that. In fact, his younger brother is a senator or congressman, I can't remember which, and he writes him a letter saying, "I will not be taking command from Grant in any way, shape, or form." He is actually going to be, one of his quotes is saying that, "Grant stood by me when I was a lunatic. I stood by Grant when he was a drunk. I have no greater friend than Ulysses S. Grant." I might be kind of wrong with that quote, but it's the best I can remember right now. Cut me some slack. Anyways, Sherman is either praised or vilified, depending on which side of the Mason-Dixon line you fly on, for the March to the Sea, where he decided that he was going to brutally punish the South and engage in what is called hard war, something that both him and Ulysses S. Grant believed in. Hard war is the idea that you basically make war hard on the people who are fighting it. And Sherman did that. He destroyed crops, ripped up train tracks, burned homes, seized property, and was just an absolute terror to the South. And he sought that as his way to end the war. So, like it or not, that's what he did. After the war, Sherman is going to be named the General of the Army, Commanding General of the Army during Grant's presidency, and he serves in that role to 1883. So he is responsible for a lot of the Plains Wars against the Native Americans. Sherman has a very complicated legacy. He is very interesting to read. He was very, as he gets older, he's very progressive towards African American rights and actually uses the Army to help protect those rights along with Ulysses S. Grant. He's not so kind to Native Americans because he believes they stand in the way of progress. So, Sherman County named after General William Tecumseh Sherman. And by the way, I didn't even get close to all I could talk about Sherman because this dude is supremely interesting.